Don't fall for all the liberal, lefty, lovey reviews. People are so dramatic. And for what? Hi friends, how are you? I hope that you're very, very well. So, I love a little video of kind of reacting to unpopular opinions and things like that. And I really wasn't sure what video to do today, but then I went through like a list that I'd written in lockdown and this was on there, so I'm gonna do it. So today I am going to be reacting to 1-star reviews of musicals from TripAdvisor, which I think will be interesting. I've got one of my friends to go through and screenshot loads, so I haven't read them or anything yet, so we'll see. I don't know if I'll need to guess what they are. It's gonna be interesting. Right, we're starting off with All Show, No Fun. Great start. We went to see the show at Apollo Street. I'm presuming this is the Apollo Victoria, so I'm presuming Wicked. The show was houseful. It was colourful costume singing show full of dance and trick scenes, but there was no humour at all. Neither was it musical. The idea and its development was utterly childish. I will not waste my time again on visiting it, even if it is offered of charge. Full of dance and trick scenes, but it's not musical? What does this person think a musical is? I looked and this is, in fact, Wicked. How is Wicked not a musical? They sing all the time. There's some musicals that I kind of understand, like not being super duper musical, but Wicked? Come on. Next up we've got Awful, Dear Evan Hands. What an awful show. We left at the interval. A morbid and perplexing story that at best was awkward and difficult to watch. Each seat ought to come with a pillow to hide behind. A toddler could conjure a more enchanting and captivating story. Ignore the hype and spend your money on an uplifting show like Come From Away and Juliet or Waitress. Okay, let's just be honest though. Come From Away is uplifting, but it is also about 9/11, and Waitress is also somewhat uplifting, but it is about a woman who is being by her husband. So each seat ought to come with a pillow to hide behind. I actually can't, that's so funny. Oh, this is ridiculous. Shakespeare would be disappointed. I presume this is Anne Juliet then. What an awful show. It gives me nightmares every time I look at the poster. People are so dramatic. And for what? The worst show or thing I have ever watched in my life. I was dying in my seat. The music was too loud. It sounded like a terrible club full of woke teenagers. The lead singer was killing my ears. And oh, her face was frightening. The overacting was awful. She sounded like and looked like a dying cat with ADHD. She just couldn't keep still. What? Oh, this is ridiculous. The storyline was stupid. It was all about Juliet being a strong, woke, independent, woke woman who doesn't need Romeo. Oh my god, we get it. You know the word woke. Ugh, but they met again at the end, so just a bit stupid. For the rest of the actors, they were so disgustingly cringe. I had to close my eyes. The only good actor was Shakespeare, who was the only character with a brain and in the real world and hasn't lost his marbles. Oh my god, this is so dramatic. If this is how the Western shows are going, I'm afraid it's bad news. My friends cut off the bottom. That's not helpful. I think Shakespeare would be crying on what was... I wonder what Shakespeare would think of Anne Juliet. I did not like it. I did not enjoy Hamilton. Yes, I said it. She's not like other girls. It was a treat for my daughters. They had a blast, but I couldn't enjoy it. I think the hype was too much. The seats were uncomfortable. I sat out the second half in the car and waited for the kids. I mean, fair enough, but like also, you could have called me and I would have taken your seat for the second act. Cannot believe in one of the top London theatres you have vermin running around brushing your feet whilst you're trying to watch a show. Absolutely appalled. Nobody wants to dress up to have this type of thing happen to them. Staff were not interested, and for me, spoilt the night. Disgusting and disgraceful. If I went to see a show and a rat or a mouse ran over my foot, I would fully cry. Can you imagine? Oh! That is actually crazy. This is the Adelphi Theatre. Wow. Not pretty. I'm presuming this is Pretty Woman. I saw this on the second or third night. Maybe elements of it will improve. Also, I left in the interval. It was that bad. There was no chemistry between Edward and Vivian at all. Some of their scenes were really awkward. The script was almost exactly that of the film, but with some random changes which didn't really make sense. I agree with that. The score is dreadful. Literally every song sounded the same. There's so much to see in London. Pick something else. Okay, I have to be honest. Pretty Woman was not it for me. I saw it on Broadway and I really didn't like it. I very much felt like it was just the film put on stage with some random songs. And like, if a movie is going to be made into a musical, I like them to change it a little bit in some way to make it slightly different. And Pretty Woman, I feel like, is basically just the scenes from the film with like random bits that don't need to be there. So I agree. Not really suitable for children. I took my 2 children, aged 6 and 10, to it and was left feeling a little bit ill that they'd been forced to listen to so much foul language. I know about a rock school, but a talented scriptwriter would chop much out of it. So I'm presuming this is School of Rock. Okay, yeah, this is School of Rock. Is there bad language in School of Rock? Like bad language? Like, there's children in it, so I don't feel like it would be... I've only seen it once. Interesting. Jesus H. Christ. It's difficult to express how bad this show was. Singing was bad, storyline was bad, dancing was bad, jokes from the 70s. This is Kinky Boots, but like, has Kinky Boots got jokes from the 70s? Really? Oh, this is just funny, man. I love it. Could not wait for it to end. What a load of drivel. The songs are not even catchy, and as for the plot, neither of us could understand it. Meanders from one big boring song to the next. In the end, I was groaning at the start of each big ballad, wishing it was Curtains. I would have given it 1 star, but at least the actors gave it a try. Poor things. Felt sorry for them by the end. As for people taking their kids, why? They must be gagging to be put to bed by the end of it. Girl in front of us snoozed through most of it. Highly not recommend unless you get given a freebie or bag a last minute bargain. So this is also for Wicked, but I have to say, if you say it's that bad that you want to sleep through it, then surely don't go even if you get it for cheap. I'm obsessed with the fact that they're like, oh, we felt sorry for the cast. They're in Wicked, babe. They don't need your feeling sorry for them. Totally boring waste of 3 hours in uncomfortable seats with no interval. We are English speaking but could not hear most of the words. No stage set or costumes. I would not recommend this play at all. Awful. Okay, this is Come From Away. Talk about over-exaggerating, because Come From Away is like, what, an hour and a half? So it's not 3 hours. We are English speaking but could not hear most of the words. No stage set or costumes. There literally is a set. I mean, it's a simple set and it's simple costumes, but those aren't those people's real clothes. They don't come in each day wearing those clothes. Oh my god, I've got another Wicked one. Sound issues, not the wow factor. Not the best. Went because of the reviews, although not sure what's so great. The singing is just too loud, rolls into one, and the speaking were too quiet. Sound issues, although the sets and props were good. Some shows you can just say, wow, wow, wow. And this did not give the wow factor. I love how people write as though they're like fully writing a review like in the Sunday Times. They're like, I'll give you a little headline. I'll give you my little punchy review. I love it. Oh my god. Not my cup of tea. The venue was exceptional for its highly acclaimed theatre production. Seating was comfortable and more than adequate. The play itself was a top-notch production, with the thespians being absolutely amazing, providing a very entertaining and energetic evening. Then why are you giving it 2 stars? With that being said, this bare-knuckle satire was both highly sacrilegious and downright crude, as well as quite humorous at times. We had been cautioned about how one could be offended by this play, but I must say it surpassed my expectations. So my advice would be, if one is a religious person, you might enjoy another show, otherwise prepare to laugh and to be offended, all while being entertained. What? That's such a contradicting review. Did you like it or no? You're like, I'm laughing, but it's offensive. This is clearly Book of Mormon. Like, isn't that the idea? That's what you kind of go in expecting? Sold out, not sell out. So disappointed to travel all the way to London for such a non-West End show. This was like going to one of my kids' amateur drama shows, except they weren't in it. I hope Mr. Webber is happy with himself, taking a great film and turning it into a cash cow show for himself and his lovey friends. People, like, why are you so angry? It's hard enough earning money these days to be sold into a show which costs nearly £500 and have to get a train to London. I feel terribly shortchanged. To be fair, my 9-year-old enjoyed himself, so if you want to take your kids to a show that feels like a kids' drama show, then be my guest. I'm actually having a very good time. Don't go for fun. This is someone who's been told off for being too rowdy. Went as a small group of 5 girls. Got told off for having our arms up during songs. Completely ruined our experience. I can just imagine them being like, Mamma mia, here I go again. Like, Why do you need your arms up, ladies? We were obviously silent throughout speaking parts, but not a good vibe of fun. Both ABBA and Meryl would be ashamed. Can you imagine, like, them contacting Meryl Streep and Meryl Streep being like, yeah, I also would put my arms up during all the ABBA songs. Even the 11-year-old girl next to us was told off. Miserable people behind requested we sat down in the finale. Awful. Not a celebration of the film. Stay home. Invite your friends round. Shame, because play was excellent. Atmosphere, dull and boring. Don't bother. I get both sides of this. I do. I do think people go to Mamma Mia expecting like a party night out with the girls. There's also like the traditional theatre etiquette of it. I do get it. Oh my god, I've got another Mamma Mia one. Oh dear, how not to put on a musical. Just recently we went to see the Jersey Boys and we were so delighted with the show, which was beautifully cast, superb scenery and just wonderful singing, that we decided we wanted to see another musical in the West End. Mamma Mia should be called Help Me Mama. What? It was terrible. An amateur production of the worst kind. We went in with great anticipation and left after suffering 40 minutes. Really, it was that bad. The singing was dreadful, the scenery non-existent, and the whole production was worse than watching paint dry. Such a shame to ruin such memorable music. All I would say is that they literally said that they had just been to see Jersey Boys and then criticised the set in this. Jersey Boys has the most simple set of like all shows ever. It's literally just like some scaffolding at the back and a video screen. Like, yawn. Miserable. Just miserable. Skip if you are a guy that does not like boring musicals in other languages. I fell asleep and so did my dad. Great to catch up if you have jet lag. For crying out loud. Do they know that Les Mis is sung in English? Racist and offensive, how is this show still running? I left this show in the interval and had absolutely no desire to go back. I am white British and was absolutely dumbfounded by the blatant racism throughout the show and the laughs it was getting. I felt embarrassed to be in the audience, or white I might add, and a part of it at all, to be honest. Absolutely horrified. Okay, to be honest, so this is for the Book of Mormon. I have to say I agree, and I do think it is so offensive. I really want to do a video on this because I have a lot I want to talk about in Book of Mormon and its place today and the humour in it and stuff, so let me know. But I have to say I agree with this person. I wouldn't go and see Book of Mormon again. We've got another Les Mis one. Miserable. A bunch of folk in fancy dress running around shouting along to a tin pot orchestra. Pretty miserable. A tin pot orchestra, I'm sorry. The orchestra of Les Mis is beautiful and stunning. This was pre-pandemic as well, so this was when they had the full orchestra. They've cut it down. Like, I don't think you can really tell the difference. This was pre-pandemic when they had the full orchestra. This is from 2014, so like, shut up. A tin can orchestra. Stop it. Painful. Just the most overrated rubbish in the West End. Don't fall for all the liberal, lefty, lovey reviews. This is quite awful. Save your money and don't fall for the ridiculous overhype. This is for Hamilton. Why is it for liberal, lefty, lovey reviews? I love the alliteration though. Well done, babe. If you hate In the Heights, then you'll hate this. I really didn't want to go as I hate Lin-Manuel Miranda and his work. Moana is the exception. Unsurprisingly, I hated this musical too and wanted to leave at the interval. I don't understand why Brits are getting so excited about it when it's got nothing to do with our culture whatsoever. I'm sorry, I didn't know that we were only allowed to enjoy things that are about our own culture. And also, why do you enjoy Moana if that is not about British culture? I wonder if this person's favourite musical is Diana the Musical. I doubt it. Okay, I think that's it for today, but if you enjoyed this, let me know and I might do another one. I certainly had fun. If you see any crazy reviews on TripAdvisor, send them to me so I can react to them. Yeah, and thank you so much for watching and I'll see you again soon. Bye!